I did my first ever marathon just below 3.5 hours, which made me a bit cocky, and I thought I could do sub 3:15 on the next marathon without any specific training. I learned at the Barcelona Marathon that it was more difficult than first anticipated. Then earlier this year I did my first half Ironman without any expectations on the final time. And by pure luck, I did it just under 5 hours. This gave me confidence to shoot for sub 11 hours on the full Ironman, but I completely crushed that goal. Today I attempt to conquer the 3-hour marathon. So let me take you back to yesterday morning, where the process began. It's Saturday morning and tomorrow is the big day of the Seoul Marathon 2023. We have a couple of different plans today, but the first thing we're going to do is start the day by going out for a little run. So I will just get in some running clothes and then explain to you what we're going to do for the run. So the entire purpose of this morning run is actually just to keep the body going, because I have been tapering the last couple of days, which means that the training volume has been going down because I wanted to prepare for tomorrow's race. I just do a very light run here in the morning to keep the body going and be ready for tomorrow's race. Today we're just going out and running in zone 2 for 20 minutes, and that will be all the training for today. So let's head out and get it done. Even though I'm probably only going to run about 4 kilometers, I still never skip out on the warm-up. Now, let's get going. "20 minutes in zone 2 completed, and I did just about 4 kilometers. And now I'm just doing a short loop around the block to cool down the legs, and then I will head inside. I just finished up stretching and made my breakfast, and to no one's surprise, I made oatmeal with a sliced banana. In my opinion, this breakfast is the breakfast of champions, and it will hopefully be the key to my success tomorrow. So after eating my oatmeal, I will just jump in a quick shower, and then we will head out to the Olympic Park because we are going to get our bib number at the registration. I am on my way down to the subway to take the metro out to the Olympic Park in Gangnam, which is where we are going to pick up the bib number. Race package acquired, and this is without a doubt the biggest package I've gotten from any marathon yet. Now I'll just walk back down to the metro and head home. I just returned home from the expo, and for the rest of the day I will try to stay off my feet just to be super prepared for tomorrow. The day before a race day I always shoot for trying to get below 10,000 steps, so I won't tire my legs up the day before a race day. In just a moment we're going to make our lunch, but just before that I would like to talk about the carb loading strategy that I'm doing for this upcoming race. So if you don't know what carb loading is, it is essentially just eating more carbohydrates than usual to store the maximum amount of glucose in your glycogen depots, so you are as ready as you can can be on race day. I will typically start my carb loading 2 to 3 days before the race, where I will switch out some of the meat and vegetables for carbohydrates, but it is primarily the day before the race where I will really focus on the carb load. It's important to remember that the objective of the carb load is that you want to increase your amount of carbohydrates while not increasing the amount of calories that you take in on the specific day, especially because we are also training a lower amount than we are used to throughout the taper. I generally follow 3 rules while carb loading. First rule is that I never introduce new ingredients or spices into my diet during a carb load. This is very important for me because I really don't want to have stomach problems during the race. Second rule is that I cut out most of the fibers in my diet and swap them with carbohydrate sources like white rice and pasta and bread. I do this because it's much easier for the body to digest these types of carbohydrates. And the third rule is that I drink juice or soda with every meal I consume during the carb load. I do this because it's an easy way to maximize the amount of fast absorbing carbohydrates I eat during my carb load. Now that we got all that clear, I think it's time to make our lunch. Okay, so yesterday I bought this package of seaweed paper, which I'm going to use for all of the meals today. And inside it, I'm just going to put regular white rice, some plain crab meat, and carrot sticks I cut out. First, we got the seaweed paper, and then I add 1/3 of this pre-cooked rice, 1 stick of the crab meat, and the carrot. This is the finished product. I actually think it turned out very well. And as I mentioned in the rules of carb loading, I will also be drinking juice for my meal. For this meal, I will be drinking this sort of orange juice. I will make 3 of these, and then later on in the afternoon I will be eating 3 more, and then for dinner I will empty the package and make the remaining 4. Some of you maybe think that this looks kind of bland, but I'm really big on eating the most plain food leading up to a race because I really want to decrease the probability of me having stomach problems on race day. For now I will enjoy my plain rice roll and my juice, and then I will see you later. I just came home from my favorite coffee shop here in Seoul, and now I thought it was time to check out what's inside this box. So this will be my first unboxing, which is very exciting, and I wouldn't stay true to myself if I didn't include my favorite Swiss knife in my first unboxing. Now let's check out what they gave me. So I got my bib number, and I got a New Balance collaboration t-shirt with the Seoul Marathon. Then we just have the race guide, some snacks and hydration, I think, some National Geographic stickers, the race bag, and maybe some kind of hoodie, I think. I just tried the t-shirt on, and I think it's quite nice. And the thing I thought was a hoodie is actually a wearable blanket of some kind, and I think it's meant for wearing after the race, but I don't think I will be carrying this with me tomorrow. That was quite some nice things we got, and now I think it's time for us to make our second lunch. So I just made 4 of these rice rolls again, and the only difference this time is that I used 2 of the pre-cooked rice packages instead of 1. So I split an entire package into 2 rolls. And now I have 3 papers left with the remaining meat and carrots, which I will be eating for dinner. The reason that I space out the meals throughout the day is because I find myself to get pretty tired if I eat enormous amounts of carbohydrates at the same time. So I just space out all the white rice throughout the entire day. And with this meal I will be drinking this grapefruit juice. If you haven't noticed yet, I much prefer drinking juice over soda for my meals because I just find that to be a bit more delicious. Now I will just eat my rice rolls, and then I will see you in the evening. I just finished preparing my dinner, and as I mentioned earlier, it's just going to be the remaining of the rice rolls. And with that I will have my third juice of the day, which will be this apple juice. And for the rest of the evening, I'm just going to chill and watch YouTube and do nothing but stay off my feet. So I will see you tomorrow. But before I head out, I just want to mention that I just checked the weather for tomorrow and it's looking like some quite intense raining. So I will cross my fingers for some better weather than is predicted at the moment. But as I have mentioned in other videos, I am without a doubt the most lucky person that I know. So I'm pretty sure I will be fine. For now, I will check out for today and then I will see you in the morning. I just woke up, and as I have pretty religiously done every Sunday since coming here to Korea, it's time to make the early morning breakfast. I just prepared my oatmeal and I'm about to eat it, but just before that I just wanted to say that I mentioned yesterday that it looked like it was going to be raining quite a bit during the race, but from 8 till 11 it looks pretty hopeful. So again, I'm just proving that I am really the luckiest guy ever. And with my breakfast I will of course be having the regular coffee. I have additional good news because after finishing my coffee, I could instantly feel that it was time to visit the bathroom, and I was able to handle the business here in the morning, which is such a blessing right before race. At the moment, I feel like I weigh like 5 grams, and as one of my friends back in Denmark said to me, because the same thing happened before my Ironman, is that if you're able to take a dump right before race day, it's the closest thing to actually cheating. And I would agree because it's such a great feeling going into a race. So now I have nothing left to do here in the apartment, and I think we should just get going out to the World Cup Stadium where the race will begin. So we made it to the Olympic Park Stadium, and now I'm just getting into the running clothes before I will drop off the bag. So it was raining quite heavy on the way out here, but it just stopped. And last time I checked the weather, I think it would only start again about between 10 and 11 o'clock. Now I will jump into the Vaporfly, and then they will hopefully carry me to the finish line. This will be the last update before the baggage drop. So next time you will see me is after the race. Wish me luck. Hell yeah, baby, we did it. I just crossed the finish line and got changed into some dry clothes. And at the moment I feel like a race car. So I can't see the official time yet, but I tracked 2 hours and 56 minutes on my watch. So that is definitely a win in my book. And in terms of the weather, it was pretty dry the first 2 hours, but then it started raining quite a bit after the 2 hour mark. So about 30 kilometers, I stepped in the deepest pool of water, and then I just thought, okay, well, now it is what it is. So now I don't have to worry about getting wet feet anymore. But the race went so great. It was a crazy good experience. I had so much fun, but now my legs are already smashed. We finished here at the Olympic Stadium, and at the moment I'm just wobbling down to the subway station because I feel like eating some lunch at the Gwangjang market. So that's where I'm headed at the moment. And on the way over there I will of course be snacking on the goodie bag that I got from the race. See you at the Gwangjang market. The Gwangjang market is right around the corner, so let's head inside and see what kind of delicious food they can serve me today. And just before I head inside, I want to mention that the appetite is creeping in, so I'm really looking forward to this. There's not going to be any running here today. I just left the market after getting some crazy delicious food. So as you probably saw, I started by getting some blood sausage because I had only tried that once. So I thought it was a good opportunity to do it again. And then I couldn't handle myself, so I had to get some tteokbokki because it's probably my most favorite Korean street food of all time. And it was very good. And then before I left, I also wanted to get one more thing. So I got the vegetable pancake at the end, and that was also quite good. But the experience got made so much better because I was seated right beside two incredibly sweet Korean women who sparked up the conversation with me like so many locals do, and it's such a pleasure every time. I really enjoy when people want to talk. And if that even wasn't enough, they also wanted me to try some of their gimbap, which was also delicious. But then they decided to pay for the vegetable pancake out of kindness. Such a great experience, and I really enjoy these encounters with people I meet around. If you're traveling by yourself, I would definitely recommend you to just go out and see the world, because this isn't the first time this happened to me, and every time it happens, my impression of the Korean people just gets so much better. I feel that everyone I meet is so incredibly kind. A great lunch after a great run. So as you can probably see, I'm down at the metro and we'll just head home. So I will see you in a bit. I just made it back home to the apartment, and now it is time for the not so glamorous part of running a marathon, which is washing dirty clothes. But I guess it has to be done if I want to run in clean clothes next time. But don't you worry, we are going to extend the celebration by going down to the food cafe later and eating some more delicious food. So stay tuned for that. I have washed my clothes and been in a shower for the environment's good, and now I'm clean again, which means that just in a moment it's time for us to head down to the food cafe and get some dinner. But just before that, I wanted to give you a quick run recap of today. So I completed the marathon in 2 hours, 56 minutes and 29 seconds, which is the pace of 4 minutes and 10 seconds per kilometer. And yes, I'm very satisfied with today's result. Besides that, I also wanted to mention that my average heart rate was 171 beats per minute. But the most satisfying part of today's run for me was actually that I was able to manage and handle my pace so well. I'm extremely satisfied with my average pace throughout the entire run, and when I hit the 38 kilometer mark, I knew I was golden and I could play a little with the pace. So instead of going for a reasonable pace for the remaining of the run, I was just full sending it. I love to do that in races when I hit the goal, and then I can just play a little with the remaining kilometers. So the specific pace for the 39th kilometer was exactly 4 minutes. Then for kilometer 40 it was 3:56, kilometer 41 was 3:51, and the last kilometer was 3:47. It's so much more fun to race when you can do these negative splits, and in my opinion it really builds confidence when you're able to do these sort of things at the end of the run. So now that we got over with the post-run recap, I think it's time to head down and get some food. I just returned home from the food cafe and I got some delicious food. Today I got a curry which was very good, and then I also got sides that included kimchi, radishes, acorn jelly, and some other vegetables. So a very nice way of ending off this day. And to be honest, I'm getting pretty tired at the moment, so I'm about to sign off. The only thing I want to mention before that is that if you enjoyed this sub 3 hour marathon journey, you may also enjoy my video about becoming an Ironman. And besides that, I only have one thing left to do, and that is to wish you a great day. Take care.